You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. This right here is the Locked On Phillies Postcast of the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me. It's just great to have you along for the ride, and I do mean that sincerely. Unfortunately, we have to talk about a terrible loss to the Brewers, and it's terrible for so many reasons. And you know what? Honestly, the three big things tonight are going to be three big reasons why this loss was so terrible. And you know what? Like, the last one is it's not even in the top three. It's like fourth, because I just expect the Phillies to go to the playoffs. So not clinching a playoff berth today with the Braves winning and the Phillies losing. Phillies just had to win, or the Braves just had to lose, and the Phillies clinched playoffs. Phillies are going to the playoffs. I think we all agree on that. As to how far they'll go in the playoffs, that's another discussion. But looking at this team tonight, three huge reasons as to why this game was so disappointing. We will get to that in just a second. Before we go any further, let me first say thank you for making Locked On Phillies Postcast your first listen every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast, as well as on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. This particular episode is brought to you by the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Three big things. The number one, I'm just going to go number one. The number one reason this sucks so bad tonight was because Nola was fantastic. There were a lot of common themes between this game and last night's game, game 2 of this series. A lot of common themes. Let's see. Last night, 7 innings, 1 run with your starter. That guy's name was Zach Wheeler. Tonight, 7 innings, 1 run with your starter. That guy's name was Aaron Nola. And here's the better thing, ready? Here's what's crazy. Nola had a better start today than Zach Wheeler did. I think if you really split hairs, but I know it's funny for a bald guy to say, but if you really split hairs with those two starts, Nola had the better start. Fewer pitches, more strikeouts. They both had the same amount of hits. For me, he gave up a home run. He hung one knuckle curve to Rhys Hoskins. Of course it was Rhys Hoskins. He hangs one knuckle curve to Rhys Hoskins. Here's the thing that drove me crazy about that particular at-bat. 7 pitches. Nola, the whole time, was like, I'm not throwing the knuckle curve. He's waiting on the knuckle curve. I'm not throwing the knuckle curve. And then Rhys Hoskins, who's at the plate in the 5th inning, is like, I'm just waiting on that knuckle curve. He's going to give me that knuckle curve. I know he's going to give me that knuckle curve. And even if he doesn't hang it, he just got to put it up a little bit more than he does normally. And I'm going to belt it out of the ballpark. And then Nola finally said, 7th pitch of the at-bat. He's going to get the knuckle curve. 2-2 pitch, 7th pitch of the at-bat. The first knuckle curve of the at-bat. Rhys Hoskins deposits it slightly off to left center field, 385 feet. You got yourself a tie ball game. Nola gave in, and if you saw during the game, and there was another thing that came out, I forget who tweeted it out, but it was a video of Aaron Nola throwing that knuckle curve to Rhys Hoskins, and the minute that ball left his hands, the second that ball left his hands, and Hoskins connects, Nola just puts his head down like, yeah, it's gone. Simple as that. And that's exactly what it was, unfortunately. But all in all, he was dazzling. The 9 strikeouts tonight, the knuckle curve, other than that particular pitch, looked great tonight. The 2-seamer looked great tonight. Everything from Aaron Nola looked on point. And I was waiting. The 4th inning gives up the infield single to Contreras. That was to pass the diving Alec Boehm and into the mid of Trey Turner, and Trey Turner couldn't throw Contreras out, so he gets an infield single to short. Then Mitchell grounds out to first. Contreras goes to third on that play. He ended up going to third on that one because he had stole second base, I believe. And then Adames strikes out looking at a 3-2 fastball, I believe it was. So he's 0 for 20 against the Phillies this season, which is just bonkers. Then Bauers strikes out on the knuckle curve. But it was in that 4th inning after the leadoff single that I went, middle innings, here we go. And he got through it. And then, of course, to lead off the 5th inning, Rhys Hoskins took him deep. And I thought, here we go, 5th inning. And that was the only run he allowed. He did not have a blow-up inning. Did a home run come back to bite him in the behind? Yes, but you really going to fault him for giving up 1 home run and it was the only run he gave up. Are you really going to fault him for having the kind of start where he goes out there and he throws 7 innings, 3 hit baseball, 1 run was earned, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, 97 pitches, lowers the ERA to 3.54 on the season? No, I'm not going to be mad at Aaron Nola. So that pisses me off. Now, here's another thing that upsets me. Here's number 2. Ready for number 2? Here's number 2. 16 strikeouts. Just like last night, 16 strikeouts. Just like last night, the pitchers go the same, allow the same amount of runs. Well, this time around, their offense again struck out 16 times in the ball game. Here's the difference. Home run. That's the difference. Alec Boehm got you 1 home run. Hey, Nick Castellanos got you 1 home run, also in the second inning of last night's game. The difference was that you had somebody else step up and hit a 2-run home run named Bryce Harper. Nobody else was stepping up. Oh, my goodness gracious. In total, these strikeouts and lack of power, lack of home runs, allow the Philadelphia Phillies or aid the Philadelphia Phillies in leaving 6 men on base and going 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. There opportunities? Few and far between, but there were opportunities. After Boehm hit the home run with 1 out in the second inning, Stott got a single to right field. Good to see him come up with that hit. Then Marsh steps up to the plate. Stott goes to second on a wild pitch, so you got a runner in scoring position with 1 out. He goes down looking at a 3-2 slider that was cutting in at his knees, the 9th pitch of that at bat, and he stares at it. I swear, and look, I am not some Brandon Marsh. I think if you're a Brandon Marsh hater, you need to find some better things to do with your time. You know what I mean? But of all the things that drive me crazy, watching Brandon Marsh look at called third strikes, it is awful. Because oftentimes they're either fastballs down the middle of the plate or they're breaking balls that are crushable. And he doesn't crush them. He watches them go by. And that's what happened in the second inning with a runner in scoring position. So now you got 2 outs. You got Johan Rojas coming up, and he flies out to right field. That was that. You go into the 3rd inning. Phillies don't get much going there other than a Kyle Schwarber walk. 4th inning, they get a 1-out walk from Alec Boehm. Then Stott chases a low slider. You don't see him chasing too often, but he chased that low slider. And then Marsh steps up there and hits a long fly ball, deep right field. WTP, though, warning track power. I was hoping that one right there was going to be the 2-run home run. Similar to what Bryce Harper got you last night. You didn't get it in this one. The offense just struggled, and continued to struggle. When I thought they would actually break that tie and pick up Aaron Nola after he allowed the game to be tied in the 5th, when they came up in the 6th inning, at that point, you have Joe Ross pitching in the game. Trey Turner leads off with a single to left field. Harper works the walk, an 11-pitch walk, in which he fouled off 7 pitches in the 6th inning of a tie ball game, 1-1. You now have runners on first and second. You got nobody out. Nick Castellanos, come on down. I got to double check. I'm pretty sure it was the first of 2 strikeouts on 3 pitches by Nick Castellanos. I think he struck out on 3 pitches in this particular at-bat. Either way, he strikes out. This is for the Nick Castellanos people that just get all frustrated as all hell. This was vintage Nick Castellanos. Low and away slider. Flails away at it. Goes fishing. Low and away. All right, so now I got first and second. All right. You got 1 out. You still got Alec Boehm coming up, baby. Still got Alec Boehm. Alec Boehm steps up there. He flies out to deep center field. Deep enough for Trey Turner and Bryce Harper to tag up. So now you got 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Ross goes out. Koenig comes in, strikes out Bryson Stott. End of the threat there. That was pretty much the last time the Phillies really had anything going of note, other than a leadoff single by Kyle Schwarber in the 8th inning, to which Trey Turner grounded into a 4-6 fielder's choice. Yeah. So at least you changed runners from Schwarber to Turner. I thought at that point Turner in the 8th inning would steal second base. He did not. He got a pitch to go on. Harper liked the pitch that he saw in that particular instance, hacked away at it, and fouled it off. So we'll never know if Trey Turner was able to get in scoring position. Bottom line, he wasn't. Harper lines out to left field. Castellanos strikes out, I believe, for the 2nd time in the game on 3 pitches, and he was done. That was pretty much it. Phillies go down 1-2-3. Devin Williams shuts him down. Right-handed relief pitcher, closer there for the reliever there for the Brewers. he goes out there and shuts him down. All changeups, all 3 strikeouts coming by way of the changeup. Which brings me to number 1. You get to extra innings, anything can happen, right? So that's where you bring in your closer, supposedly, in Carlos Estevez. And he gives up a leadoff triple, throws 2 sliders, hangs one up over the middle of the plate, and Chourio just smacks it down the right field line and then busts his butt all the way around. And he runs well to third base, and he's got a leadoff triple. Great. Then they intentionally walk Contreras. Mitchell comes up to the plate, strikes out on 3 pitches. He went right after all fastballs from Estevez. And I thought, all right, see a way out of this. He's facing Adames. He gets 2 strikes on him right out of the gate, then tries to get him to chase nothing but high fastballs. He eventually walks him, an 8-pitch at bat. Now you got the bases loaded with 1 out. Get a double play ball, strike out Bauers, and Bauers doesn't strike out. Bauers ropes one down the right field line for the walk-off RBI single. Estevez blew it. Did he blow a save? No, he blew the game. What's the bigger deal? To me, the 16 strikeouts are the bigger deal because we're talking about a pitching staff that in total, allowed 1 run to that point, 2 runs in total, and your offense, this big, bad, nasty offense, even with 16 strikeouts, just like the night before, couldn't get you 1 more home run, couldn't get you 1 more big hit, couldn't get in that 6th inning with the leadoff 2 runners, two first batters of the inning get on base, couldn't get a big hit after that. No, instead, strike 3 to Nick Castellanos. Boom, long fly ball. At least he advanced the runners, and then Bryson Stott. It would have been a nice opportunity there for some timely hitting from Bryson Stott, and you did not get that. Blowing in the bottom of the 9th inning with your closer in there and Carlos Estevez, that stinks. Watching your Phillies offense strike out 16 times, that stinks. All that on the same night where Aaron Nola has one of his best starts of the season, that really stinks. Especially after his last 2 starts, he had surrendered 10 runs. 11 runs in total, 10 earned runs, excuse me. And he gives up 1 bad curveball out over the middle of the plate to Rhys Hoskins, and he tattoos it. And that's his big mistake. Similar to, was it the Rays series? I think it was the Rays series where Zach Wheeler has an opportunity to get his 15th win. He gets taken out of the game with a tie. I think it was a tie ball game. I was rooting for the Phillies to come back in the bottom of that 6th inning, I think it was. Give Zach Wheeler the opportunity to get that win, and that's exactly what they did. They went back and they got that win for him. They put him in front. They made him the pitcher of record on the winning side of things, and that was great. I was hoping for the same thing for Aaron Nola tonight, and your offense unable to do it to help out their starting pitcher tonight in Aaron Nola. It's a shame. It's a shame. Like I said, I know to some people, you just clinch that playoff spot. You just want to clinch a playoff spot. If that's what you're holding on to, then I don't think you have a lot of optimism left in this season for the Philadelphia Phillies, unfortunately. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a pretty safe bet that they make the postseason. All right. It's a matter of actually going out there and winning the National League, not even just the division, the National League. That's what I'm going to be hoping for as time goes on. Now they're going to head to New York. We'll talk about that coming up in a minute, where they got a 4-game series with the Mets. The Mets handled their business tonight. They did what they were supposed to do. Good for them. The Phillies did not do what they were supposed to do. They blew it. Kind of stinks. Stinks a lot, actually. Looking at the New York Metropolitans, the 7:15 start tomorrow night. The Mets absolutely put a whooping on the Nationals the last 2 days. 10-0 today, 10-1 yesterday. I'll do the math for you. That's 20-1. You're welcome that they beat the Nationals in the last 18 innings of baseball. Phillies should be so lucky. And you'll just love, if you don't already know, you'll just love to see who starts tomorrow for the Phils. That'll be a good time. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at one particular player that is just on fire right now for the Phils. Love to see it. And also what the home run means for Alec Boehm. Get to that in a second. You're Locked On Phillies postcast of the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Back in a second. How about the incredible, the amazing people at FanDuel? FanDuel is always a Amazing. FanDuel right now, you can take advantage of some great things with the people of FanDuel. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. We have something a little different for you, and time is ticking away. Now through September 22nd, that's 4 days, maybe 3, depending on when you're listening to this postcast. All FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. Just visit FanDuel.com for America's #1 sportsbook to take advantage of this incredible offer. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. You can also get great odds like these when you talk about the World Series. LA Dodgers going off at plus 310. Philadelphia Phillies going off at plus 450. Yankees plus 490. How about the Super Bowl? Kansas City Chiefs right now going off at plus 490. San Francisco 49ers plus 650. Bills at plus 950. Eagles, wah. Down there at plus 1,200. That ain't good. But go ahead and check out some of the amazing things you can bet on FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com, America's #1 sportsbook. arenaclub.com/LockedOnMLB. Have you guys heard about this? This is something else. For most of us that like collecting cards, the idea of spending $2,000 or more on cards, rookie cards, for instance, ridiculous. I love collecting, but that's something, that's some serious money to drop on things like that. But thanks to slab packs from arenaclub.com, now it's possible to score gem mints for a fraction of their retail price. Every card that is listed has hit within the last weeks. Arena Club slab pack drop. It's fantastic. Arena Club is the only repack that provides real value and a complete view of all possible cards and clear hit rates for each one. Personally, I have my old baseball cards mostly from my childhood. My brother has a lot of cards. He's used this. He's had a great time with it. Arena Club slab packs are revolutionizing the repack game with transparency. After your pulls are revealed, they'll immediately be placed in your showroom for safekeeping, selling, trading, or auction as well. The Arena Club grading process is accurate, fast, and transparent with a full grade rationale provided and explanation of how your card was scored. Right now, listen to this. Right now, you can get 10% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/LockedOnMLB and use promo code LockedOnMLB. That's arenaclub.com/LockedOnMLB. Code LockedOnMLB for 10% off your first purchase at arenaclub.com. Check it out. Also, thanks once again for making Locked On Phillies postcast your first listen every day. For your next listen, make sure you check out our friend Paul Sully Sullivan. He's got Locked On MLB podcast waiting for you daily to provide national expertise as well as his trademark humor to get you ready for the MLB postseason. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it covered every single day on Locked On MLB, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Once again, your team every day. Two guys I want to make sure I highlight tonight. One, Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm went out there tonight and got that second inning home run. Here's what's great about that particular home run for Alec Bohm. It's his first homer since coming back from the injury, obviously, and his first overall home run in over a month. His last home run came against the Washington Nationals, and it was on August 15th. Look, before the season started, I was hoping that Alec Bohm, he went out there, he's been crushing doubles, he's been great at that, and that's fantastic while he's been healthy. But last season, if you remember, he got his 20th home run in the last game of the season. Rob Thompson gave him the start. He went out there. He was at 19 home runs, hit the 20th. That's a great milestone for a player like him to finally get to that 20 homer mark, right? Even though it seems like everybody in baseball hits 20 home runs now. It's good to get it for the first time. Unfortunately, the injury looks like it's absolutely going to cost him the opportunity to get to 20 home runs. But seeing him go out there, time a pitch well, it was not a great pitch to hit. I mean, he got it low and away and was able to rope it around into left center field for his home run. Great to see that from him. Great to see that type of movement from him. Great to see that type of swing from him. And above all else, good to see him get off the schneid when it came to his first home run since August 15th. And, of course, his first home run since coming back. So seeing that was awesome. And, again, you saw that in the second inning. The way that worked out, it was a slider down and away that he went down and got. And he put it 400 feet even over the left center field wall for the Phillies to go up 1-0. So he is worth the extra shout-out tonight is Alec Bohm. The next guy that absolutely deserves a shout-out tonight on a positive side of things is Orion Kerkering. Easy is the word that comes to mind when watching Orion Kerkering right now. Watching him go out there and do his thing, especially in that 8th inning, when you knew things really weren't going for the Phils and you needed to make sure your pitching was locked in, Orion Kerkering did just that. First person he sees is Frelick, gets him to ground out to second base. A little bit of controversy there. He's originally called safe. They review it. Rightfully so. Stott got the ball there in time. Good stretch there by Bryce Harper. He records the first out. Then after that, he gets Ortiz looking at a sweeper. Ortiz was no idea what was coming on that one. Totally froze him on that. And then Turang steps up there and he gets him with the fastball. Orion Kerkering, looking what he's been able to do for the Phils, 23 years old, came up at the end of last year, pitched in the postseason, has a full opportunity this season to do something special for himself. And you got to go all the way back, ironically enough, to the same game Alec Bohm last hit a home run for the last time Orion Kerkering gave up an earned run in an outing. Over a month, and he has been locked in. Another 2 strikeout night tonight. His last time out there, he went up against the Mets, had a strikeout then back on the 15th of September. Multi-strikeout game in the 5th of September. 3 strikeouts there going back, 2 strikeouts on the 5th. Then he goes out there again, 2 strikeouts against the Braves in a high-leverage situation. Orion Kerkering has been one of the most dependable bullpen arms in the last month for the Phillies. Seeing him go out there and handle his business tonight, look, I'm not putting this loss 100% on Carlos Estevez, okay? I'm not doing that. But Jeff Hoffman does a fantastic job in closer situations. If you need another option late in the game, God forbid somebody's elbow's a little tight, something happens, Orion Kerkering looks to me to have the stuff. The stuff that makes up a closer's mentality. And then there's going to be no knee-jerk reaction to anything from Rob Thompson. There's going to be no knee-jerk reaction from Dave Dombrowski or anything like that. But I'm just saying, high-leverage situations, 8th inning or later, and you might like a matchup, I don't think that's going to phase Orion Kerkering one bit. Now, the other side of it is maybe he's settled into this role nicely. Maybe you don't want to change that. But if you need to, I'm just saying I got confidence that Orion Kerkering can come in and slam a door if the Phillies need him to, in the off chance they need him to be the last man standing out of the bullpen. So loved what I saw from him tonight. Loved what I've seen from him for the last month. And then Alec Bohm getting back on the homer track certainly can help. If the Phillies get him hot going into this 4-game series against the Mets, then 3 against the Nationals, or 3 against the Cubs before 3 against the Nationals, that'll be a great thing to ride into the postseason as well. If they get Harper hitting the home runs again, they got Bohm swinging a hot bat again, these will all be great things to carry into the postseason, especially if other guys are going to go ice cold at a bad time. Like, 3 strikeouts in 1 game. Nick Castellanos, not great. Home run last night, great. Tonight, not so much. Overmatched in tonight's game, unfortunately. When we come back, we're going to take a look at your comments about tonight's game. And is it possible to drum up any excitement about, did I say excitement? That's the wrong word. Optimism. Is it possible to drum up any optimism, potentially, about Taijuan Walker getting the start tomorrow night against Luis Severino? Oh, we'll talk about that when we come back. Last thing. I don't know what Rob Thompson was looking at. I'll try to keep an eye on social media in the last segment. I don't know what Rob Thompson was looking at the end of the game there, but it looked like he wanted something either reviewed or discussed. I think they were speculating on the broadcast that he wanted to see if everyone touched the base whether or not the whoever scored the game-winning run touched home, whether or not Bauers touched first base. I don't know. Maybe he was thinking too many guys ran onto the field to play before anyone stepped on home or first or whatever. I don't know, but I'll try to keep an eye peeled for it, figure out what the heck was going on there. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, Locked On Phillies postcast. Back in a few. Game Time app. You guys hear me talking about the Game Time app all the time. I love the Game Time app. The Game Time app is where it's at. Want to go to the concert? Want to go to the comedy show? Whatever it might be. Want to go to the game, obviously? Game Time app has you covered. And here's what they got now at the Game Time app. They got Game Time picks. You toggle that feature, it filters out all the fluff. So you just get right down to the brass tacks. You get to see the best seats at the best prices on the Game Time app with Game Time picks. You can also toggle the all-in pricing feature, which allows you to know exactly what you're paying before you check out. So there's no sticker shock or price shock when you check out. How do these $30 tickets become $40? No. You toggle that feature, the all-in pricing feature on the Game Time app. You know exactly what you're paying before checkout. You can also view your seat's vantage point before you buy it, so you know exactly what you're buying and what you're spending on it before you buy. You take the guesswork out of buying tickets. That's what's so great about the Game Time app. And let's not forget about the Game Time guarantee. How great is this? The Game Time guarantee means if you find tickets in the same section, same row for less money elsewhere, the Game Time app will refund your account 110% of the difference. That right there, bang, bang, boom, is the Game Time guarantee. So download the Game Time app to your phone, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the redemption code LOCKEDONMLB, that's LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Let's see what you guys have to say about this loss for the Phillies tonight, unfortunately. Let's see here. John Marinelli, don't hit, don't win. Did I put this up for you guys? Did I do this? Did I put this up? I don't think I did. Okay, that's the Phillies box score, thanks to our friends at ESPN. Bryce Harper, 2 strikeouts. 0 for 3. Nick Castellanos, the golden sombrero, 0 for 4. Cool. 3 strikeouts, so I guess it's not technically golden. 3 strikeouts. Alec Boehm, 1 for 3 with the homer there. Bryson Stott got you hit. Nice. Marsh, Rojas, Stubbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different Phillies with multi-strikeout games. Kyle Schwarber wasn't one of them. Go figure. We're having fun. We're all having fun here. IBH, oh, well, tough to win when you only get 4 hits. This is true. Ken, son of a biscuit. Well, that sucked. I concur. Nola was masterful. Unfortunately, the Phillies' bats were not either way. Great showing by our pitcher. Disappointed. Yeah, and look, if you're looking for any good things, I hate the term silver lining. You know what I mean? Because it's like they lost. It sucks. But something to take away take away from this game and then hope it's the new norm is what you could be getting from Aaron Nola. Because Nola was terrible throughout September last year. Terrible. Is this a taste of things to come? Are the struggles behind him? Was he going through a dead arm period? He said after his last start, I'm just going to keep doing the same. Sorry, I'm just going to keep doing the same thing and so hope it changes. That's my dead-on Aaron Nola impression. That's what he said after his last start. I guess he was trying to do the same thing. Had a lot more success doing it this time around. Okay. Bam Man 100. Nola bounced back a ton and gave us what we needed. The bats and Estevez let us down. True. Evelyn, hello. Nola was outstanding. Too bad, not much offense. Yep. 824 Baj, hello. This team really shows the killer attitude it takes to win a World Series. Thank you, Evelyn. Charlie Sheen sucks. This is the guys y'all call Charlie Sheen, right? Yes, Carlos Estevez. That is correct. Tim, what's popping? Nola was really good tonight. Looks like we have to grind it out against the Mets if the offense can get the bat swinging from everyone for the next 3 series. That'd be nice. George Louis or Lewis. Was it 16 strikeouts again? Saying it ain't so. Oh, yeah. I mean, do you want to get it? Oh, God, look away. 16 strikeouts. Again. This is not fun when they strike out 16 times and no one hits a home run other than Alec Bohm. It's a song I just wrote. Farzy can't bench the bar. Farzy, the Fightins are going to blow the top seed. No, they are not. I'm going to keep the faith. You know, there's so much negativity surrounding Philadelphia sports right now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the idiot. I'm going to be the big fat idiot. Believe it in this team. Talk me into Taijuan Walker giving you 6 scoreless tomorrow night. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I don't believe it, but I'm going to wish it into existence. Yeah, Phillies now 1 game up on the Dodgers, 2.5 games up on the Yankees. The Padres are 4.5 back. What do the Dodgers have? They have 1 more game coming up against the Marlins. That sucks for the Phillies because the Marlins are really bad at baseball. Marlins, Rockies, Padres. Rockies again. The Rockies don't even have 60 wins on the season. Tell me that that's just a team, please, that the Dodgers just suck against, like the Phillies can't just beat the crap out of the Marlins, for instance. Nope. LA leads that season series 5-2. So much for that one. All right, so much for optimism. Moving on. What's going on? This stung. I agree. How about them Padres, says Jay. How about them? Hey, Ari. What's going on? Playing charades at a company event, but didn't want to miss my chance to like and subscribe. Is that what that is? Thank you, Ari. I please. Good luck to your charades. 2 words. Baseball. Double play. Joe. Thank you, Mr. President. Nice to see you again. That's why we aren't a World Series team, too inconsistent on offense. Same thing happened in Game 6 and 7 versus the Diamondbacks at home. I mean, here's the thing. Same thing happened in the World Series. Like, the Phillies got shut. The Phillies got no hit, a combined no-hitter, but they got no hit in the World Series at home. Are the Flyers ready to begin? Eagles and Phillies are going down in flames. Boy, it is frustrating. Minecraft Boy 1239. Not looking too hot for the outdoor teams. At least we have an orange and black starting up preseason Sandy and the Xers in a few weeks. Okay. Is that supposed to be Sixers? James Adams. Hello. Estevez does it again. I said it many times. He is not a superior closer. Isn't this his 4th blown save in his short time in Philly? Well, this isn't a blown save because it wasn't a save situation. The blown game, I know what you're saying. Surprised they didn't pinch hit all game. I was thinking if they made it into, so Marsh struck out. I think what was going to happen was, well, again, here's the way this goes. So the Phillies have that opportunity tonight if they made it into extra innings, which they didn't, where maybe JT Realmuto pinch hits for Stubbs if Stubbs comes up in the 10th inning. I think that's the way, because Marsh, Rojas, Stubbs, yeah. So you would maybe pinch hit for Rojas with, I don't know, Weston Wilson. Maybe pinch hit for Stubbs with JT Realmuto, but we know that Rob Thompson, if he gives a guy a day off, you get that day, your day is off. You're off that day. That's how with the day off. That's how it works, you know. All right. Anyway, that's enough tomfoolery. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful as per usual. Here's what they got coming up for you guys tomorrow night. 7:15 start time. Phillies and New York Metropolitans get things started off tomorrow night, 7:15. Taijuan Walker on the mound. The game will be on national television. Luis Severino gets the start for the Mets there. You might remember him from such previous games as Bryce Harper hits 2 home runs off him. Cal Stevenson wins the game for the Phils. Yeah, that one. Cal Stevenson ain't here no more, though. But yeah, Luis Severino, 10-6 in the season with a 3.77 ERA in that start against the Phils, which was also his last start. He went 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 homers, both to Bryce Harper. He walked 1, struck out 5. It was a 6-4 Phillies victory that time around. Taijuan Walker, looking for optimism, are you? Well, in his last 3 innings, and it was against the Mets in that same game that Luis Severino pitched, he went 3 innings, allowing just 3 hits. That's how that one went. No runs, no walks. If Taijuan Walker gives me 3 innings of scoreless baseball, 3 scoreless innings, I might actually do the cartwheel live on the show. That might happen tomorrow. You want to see that? It might happen. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow night right here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia for your Locked On Phillies postcast. Thank you very much for making Locked On Phillies postcast your first listen. For your second listen, make sure you listen to Locked On MLB podcast with our friend Paul Sullivan to get you ready for the Fall Classic. He's got it covered every single day. You can find him on you can find the link on Locked On MLB in the description, so you don't even need to search. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Once again, my name is Mark Farzetta. Make sure you like and subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Be back with you guys tomorrow night for the Phillies and Mets postcast. See you then.